Hello and namaste to all of you. I am Javin Chalu Singh, and from Department of Physiotherapy and Diagnosis from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. For today's topic, I'll be discussing about sensitivity and specificity. These are the two terms which are generally used in your quality control and in your laboratories. Let's first see, frequently in medical researches, medical practices, it is always necessary to summarize how well a particular test performs. Commonly, there is requirement to compare the relative simple cheap test against a more expensive and possibly a slower test. So there is a contemporary example in comparison of a home test for COVID-19 against PCR based test. Which is done in laboratory on material from nasal swab. So the first test is fast and relatively cheap, and it requires neither skilled staff not special facilities. Okay, but the ones which will be doing by in laboratories, so taking swabs and all. Secondly, it will be slower, and it would demand far more and it will be far more demanding. It won't be cost efficient, and but it may be obviously a better test than the one you're doing at home. Later, you can see that um, it better it better depends on what the person is doing, uh, on what the person is doing the test and wants to achieve. Depends if you're doing at home or whether you're doing it in a laboratory. What is your purpose of doing the test? That decides whether the test is efficient or not. There are many ways of comparing tests. And it is important to understand that any comparison, it depends on your setting. Okay, so a cheap test, it may work well in one context and be useless or misleading in another context. So sensitivity and specificity, these are the two commonly used measures of test performance, and where the desired test outcome is a binary classification. So example, if we talk about is infected or non-infected, anemic and between anemic and non-anemic, or difference between benign and malignant. So sensitivity and specificity, these are the statistical measures of performance of a binary classification test, and that are widely used in your medicine. Uh, Sensitivity, or we can say true positive rate, it measures the proportion of positives and that are correctly identified. So the proportion of those who have some condition or who are affected, who are correctly identified as having the condition. And for specificity, it is true negative rate, and it measures the proportion of negatives that are correctly identified. That is like the proportion of those who do not have the condition or who are unaffected, who are or those who are correctly identified as not having the condition. So the terms true positive and false positive, true negative and false negative. So these terms, they refer to the basically result of the test. And the correctness of the classification. So for example, if the condition is a disease, so then their true positive, this word will mean it will true positive means a correctly diagnosed disease, and false positive, it means incorrectly diagnosed disease. So true negative means here correctly diagnosed as not diseased, and false negative will mean correctly diagnosed as not diseased. So true and false, these are basically the terms that we are using and positive and negative. So if a test sensitivity is by chance 97% and specificity is your 92%, right? So its rate of false negative is 3% and rate of false positive is 8%. In case of 97%, it's 3%, and in case of 92%, 92% specificity, false positive is 8%. So in a diagnostic test, sensitivity is a measure of how well a test can be identify true positives, and sensitivity can also be referred to as the recall and hit rate or true positive rate. So it is the percentage or proportion of true positives out of all the samples that are have the condition. So true positive and false negative. So the sensitivity of a test can help to show how well it can classify samples and that have the conditions. So in a diagnostic test, specificity is a measure of how well a test can identify your true negatives, and specificity is also referred to as selectivity of your true negative rate, and it is the percentage of or proportion of true negatives out of all the samples that do not have the condition, that is your true negative and false positive. So in a good diagnostic test, one that attempts to identify with precision people who have the condition, so the false positive should be very low. So that is the people who are identified as having condition, they should be highly likely to truly have the condition. So this is because people who are identified as having condition, they may be subjected to more testing, which could be expensive, and stigma. So they could be HIV positive, they could have anxiety. So they might feel like I'm sick, so I might die, like like in case of cancer positive patients or HIV positive patients, they always have this anxiety that I'm very sick and I might die, or I might not have a good life further, or like that. So for all testings, both diagnostic and screening, there is a trade-off basically between sensitivity and your specificity. So higher sensitivities mean lower specificities, and lower sensitivity means higher specificity. So both the terms are vice versa of each other. Now, what is application of screening the study? So imagine a study evaluating a test that screens people for a disease. So each person taking the test either has or does not have the disease. So a test outcome can be positive, means they can classify the person as having the disease, or test outcome can be negative, that is they can classify person as not having the disease. So test results for each subject may or may not match the subject's actual status. So in that setting, if I say true positive means sick people correctly identified as sick, false positive means healthy people correctly identified being sick. They are not sick, they are healthy, but they are identified as positive means for being sick, they are identified positive. And true negative means healthy people, they are correctly identified as healthy. So true negative is fine. And for false negative, sick people, they are incorrectly sick is false, and they are identified negative means sick people are identified wrong, the results are wrong. So sick people, they are incorrectly identified as healthy. So after getting the numbers of true positive and false positives, the true negatives and false negatives, the sensitivity and specificity for the test can be calculated. So if it turns out that specificity is high, and then any person, the test, uh, then any person, the test, it classifies as positive is likely to be true positive. And in other hand, if sensitivity is high, then any person the test classifies as negative and is likely to be a true negative. So, and there is an NIH website. It has discussions of how these ratios are basically calculated. So, there is a term called confusion matrix. So, what is confusion matrix basically? Let us consider a group of P positive instances and and negative instances. So, the four outcomes can be formulated as 2 into 2, uh, or there is a contingency table or confusion matrix, and there is a derivation of formulas of several matrices, and using those four outcomes there are a lot of true and false formulas. So that is for your research level. You don't have to go through them now. So for now, let's talk about your sensitivity. So, what is basically, so sensitivity, it basically indicates the that whether the method could be utilized to test a very dilute solution. For example, and let's talk about biuret method. Fine. So biuret method, which is basically used for the diagnosis of a presence of your proteins, or to quantify the amount of protein present in a solution. So a biuret method, it is used for solutions having a few grams of protein per dl. So spectrophotometric method is used to detect few milligrams of proteins per dl, while ELISA method, it is employed if solution has only micrograms of protein per dl. So thus, since ELISA method is more sensitive, right? Because obviously ELISA, it is it is useful for detecting very few micrograms, and spectrophotometric, it is detecting only milligrams of sample. So the sensitive, so which one is more sensitive? Obviously your ELISA is more sensitive than your spectrophotometer. So the sensitivity of an assay is the fraction of those with a disease that the assay correctly predicts, and specificity is the fraction of those without the disease that the assay correctly predicts. So a test, it should be both sensitive and specific. So generally speaking, as sensitivity is increased, specificity is decreased, because those are vice versa of each other. So sensitivity of a clinical test, it refers to the ability of the test to correctly identify those patients with the disease. So if a test is done with 100% of sensitivity and it correctly identifies all the patients with the disease, and a test with 80% sensitivity which detects 80% patients with the disease, that is it is true positive, but 20% with the disease go undetected, that is false negatives. So a high sensitivity is clearly important. So, where the test is used to identify serious but treatable diseases. For example, in case of your cervical cancers, right? So, screening the females population by cervical cancer testing is a sensitive test. So, however, it is not specific and high proportion of women with positive cervical smear who go on have a colposcopy. They're ultimately found to have no underlying pathology. So, definitely this test is sensitive, but it's not specific. So let's consider an example of medical test for diagnosing a condition. So sensitivity, it refers to the test's ability to correctly detect ill patients who do not have the condition. And in the example of a medical test, it is used to identify a condition. The sensitivity, uh, sometimes it is also named as detection rate. Sensitivity also called as detection rate in your clinical setting of test. So it is the proportion of people who test positive for disease among those who all have the disease. So mathematically talking, we can express it as number of true positives upon number of uh, upon the number of true positives plus false negatives, which will be equal to your number of true positives upon the total number of sick individuals in your population. So probability of a positive test given that the patient has disease. So now the result negative in a test will have high sensitivity and is useful for ruling out the disease. Now it have a high sensitivity rate test and is reliable when its result is negative. So, since it is rarely misdiagnosis, those who have the disease, a test with 100% sensitivity will recognize all patients with the disease with testing positive, and a negative test result would definitely rule out these of the presence of these patients in a patient. Okay. Uh, However, a positive result in a test with high sensitivity is not necessarily useful for ruling in disease. Let us suppose a bogus test kit, okay, and it is designed for always. It gives you a positive rating. So when used on disease patient, all patients test positive, and they give 100% sensitivity. And however, this sensitivity it does not take into account your false positives. So the bogus test also returns positive on all healthy patients. So it gives you false positive rate that is 100%. So it renders it is basically useful and it's for detecting or ruling in the disease. So calculation of sensitivity, it does not take into account intermediate test results. So if test cannot be repeated, intermediate samples either should be excluded from the analysis. So the number of exclusions they should be stated when quoting sensitivity or can be treated as false negatives. While it gives worst case value of sensitivity and we therefore underestimated. So what is a sensitivity index basically? So the sensitivity index or it can be written as d prime. So it is a statistic used in the signal detection theory, and it provides the separation between means of signal and noise distributions and compared against the standard deviation of noise distribution. So for distributed signal and noise with mean and standard deviations. So it can be written as mu s and psi s and mu n and psi n respectively. So the formula will be d dash is equal to mu s minus mu n upon me under roots of half of psi square s and psi n ka whole square. So this was all about sensitivity index. So further about the specificity, I'll be talking in your next section. So both sensitivity and specificity, these are coordinating stuff, and they come one along with each other. So when I'll be discussing about specificity, I'll again introduce you about the term sensitivity. So if you have any doubts or anything, you can contact me. And until then, take care and goodbye.